Imagine a blade so mysterious, so full of secrets and whispers, that it has the power to shape the very fate of the world. A blade with a mind of its own. This is Xal'atath, the blade of the Black Empire. Its once gleaming curves and ominous design are testament to the power it held. But the entity within made a bargain for its freedom. Xal'atath is out there still, holding within the secrets we can only begin to fathom. In this video, we'll delve into the mysteries surrounding this dark entity, unraveling its secrets and exploring the unique connection to the Void and the fate of Azeroth. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come, take a seat by the fire. While there's a lot of information on the origins of this dark being, there is very little we know for sure about them. When we first encounter it, the being is still trapped within the blade, and it becomes apparent very fast this is no ordinary weapon. A blade that talks into your very mind is a rarity, even in Azeroth. We have but scarce theories as to the original origins. These range from being a fifth old god, consumed or imprisoned by its kin in the first years of the world, to a surviving claw from Y'Shaarj as it was pulled like a tick from Azeroth. We here at the campfire believe that it is more likely an old god itself that was imprisoned or consumed by the others during the Great Wars of the Black Empire, as they fought violently to control the prime feeding grounds on Azeroth. This would have occurred even before the Titans found the planet. While we know that entities of higher planes cannot be fully destroyed, unless within their true domain, what was left of this old god spirit was trapped within the blade, biding its time deep beneath the world, trying desperately to reach the surface and enact its dark plans once more. There is more evidence for this, that old gods may be able to at least have a portion of their essence trapped within weapons of significance. The corrupted gorehowl that was known as Xal'atath also whispered to its wielder. It quite obviously had at least a portion of Y'Shaarj inside it. We have heard little to no information on the role this weapon played within the ancient wars of Azeroth. The first mention of it in recorded history is it passing through many hands of mortals, sowing chaos in its wake, and being used for dark rituals in many of the now darker places of the world. This includes being used by the jungle trolls to resurrect a Sithraxi general, and being used in the infamous mountain stronghold of Grimbatol. Then it fell silent for some time, ending up in the hands of a studious priest, insistent on unraveling the dark secrets of the Void, and then of course to the Order Hall priest and the events of Legion as it unfolded. Xal'atath gave many whispers to its wielder on their journey together. The whispers were often cryptic, and offered insight like never before into the twisted world of the Void. While we will not be covering all of them here, they do offer us knowledge and guidance from the entity's perspective, and help us build a clearer picture of its motivations. Despite the inherent value of the whispers, it did not come without great risk to its wielder. The temptation to be swayed by the promises of power can be hard to resist, and oftentimes, even knowing the truth, you find yourself thinking that it makes a compelling case. Long before the player wielded the blade, it had already made its mark upon the world. Even after the events of Legion, the entity was still weaving its own dark design. We see this in BFA, when it ultimately betrays the player and makes a deal with N'Zoth. A deal we still have no real idea of, only that the entity, once bound to the blade, was granted freedom. Those infamous last words. The entity is sure that it will see the player once more. This is never more relevant than now. Recently, in an interview, Steve Danusa revealed that N'Zoth could have very well been aware of the timeline in which he was defeated. When we journey back in time to the days of the Black Empire when aiding Chromie at the temporal conflux, N'Zoth whispers to us that he knows who we are, what we have done. With this kind of advance warning, he would have built for himself a contingency. The other large reveal was actually that not all of the old gods in the Void may see eye to eye. This was something we always assumed, since they like to war with each other, and aside from a few Void-related goals, they always appeared to have their own agenda. When Xal'atath asked to be severed from the blade, they requested being allowed to seek their own fate. It is clear from this that while even being related to the Void, they had no intention of aiding N'Zoth or his current plans. Instead, they left to pursue an unknown goal of their own. Ultimately, it appears that the goal of Xal'atath all along was freedom. Being trapped in a blade is far too limiting for a being of all possibilities. But now this is complete, what could we see? Some say that this entity is purely a force of chaos and destruction, that ultimately we will see it return, only to attempt to bring the downfall of the world of Azeroth altogether. To use its corrupting influence, it would be seen on a mass scale. Once more another agent of the Void, turning to Azeroth into a dark soul and unleashing it upon an unsuspecting universe. We, however, do not believe this is how it will end. The more time you spend with the entity, the more you realize just how much intelligence and strategy there is behind it. Even fighting the awe-inspiring Legion, nothing really seemed to faze it, only the endless possibilities of their own designs. I've mentioned this before, how we will see this playing out, with the major twist coming that it's revealed that the old gods have returned and the dark waters flow once more. But this time we seek an unlikely ally, one who teeters on the edge of madness, but more importantly, one who can see the true potential of an alliance with mortals. The last time that Xal'atath worked with us, they gained access to areas they had been trying to reach for the longest of time, notably the seat of the Pantheon. It will be this knowledge that sets apart this Void entity from the rest. When they see a possible future, the ones where they work with the mortals may seem more appealing. This is not out of the realm of possibility. Even N'Zoth, during the events of BFA, did not want to destroy us. He saw potential. He was inviting us to join him. While his version of joining him meant seeing things only his way, Xal will hopefully be a little more understanding. Perhaps there is a middle ground to be found. We are not far now from the next chapter in this great saga to unfold right before us. 10.1 should lead us deep into the underground and the dark waters, and the beginning of a new dark age. What do you think? When do you think Xal'atath will show itself again? Let us know in the comments, or even tell us on the Discord. Oh, and don't forget to come back anytime.